Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock God Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here. Rock God Rick is out of town. He'll be back next week. And tomorrow, Corey Sandin, co-host number 3, will be in with me with Captain Art Taylor from The Searcher, along with Corey tomorrow. But great guests this morning, Captain Ken Franke from the Sport Fishing Association of California, Captain Tim Ekstrom from the Royal Star. We're talking Mexico fishing here and having a great time talking fishing in Mexico. And your phone calls, if you want to get through, 877-792-1090 or 858-457-1090. We're giving away a phenomenal trip, a day-and-a-half trip on the Royal Star, aboard the Royal Star, June 1st through June 3rd. It's a Friday through Sunday. I am blown away that there's still spots available.
Well, you know, we put it on.
You just put it on.
Yeah, we just put it on, last week or 7 or 8 days ago we committed to it. So we had a little time, and I think, we're in a little bit of a transition period. There was some good fishing going on. Then, as we were talking about earlier, the wind blew, so that put a damper literally on the fishing going on. But as we get this new stretch of good weather setting up, I'm sure, there's a ton of fish out there. I'm sure the fishing is going to pick up and the opportunities are going to expand. More boats running now, more coverage. We haven't talked about it yet, but we're getting to that time of year, especially coverage offshore. Oof. Dare we say maybe an albacore is going to be in our future? I know we talk about this every year, but it's almost inevitable. This is the time when and if it's going to happen. We're going to get a sign.
Yeah, indeed. Well, time for the Catch Report. The Catch Report today is sponsored in part by the Sato Crimp and Winder Company, where they only make products that work. You want to end connection failures? You need the Sato Crimp Kit. It's a must-have piece of gear for your trip to catch everything from school-sized tuna to record-sized tuna. All brass crimps and other features make it the best connection system ever. It's a preferred connection on the Royal Star, the Royal Polaris, the American Angler, and most of the other top boats. If you haven't made it your preferred connection system, get it at selected tackle stores like Fisherman's Landing Tackle, Taka's Tackle, Longfin. Check it out right now. Let's go live. Before we go to our fishdope.com report, let's go live aboard the Tribute. Talk to Captain Mike Pritchard. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. Morning, Pete, Tim. How's it going?
Good morning.
Great. You out on the water?
We are out on the water. We picked up a handful of yellowtail here so far this morning, looking for yellowtail and tuna. I know one of the boats here next to us just had a kelp patty for, I think he had 60 yellowtail. And they're pretty decent fish. They're not, I'd say average probably 5 to 10 pounds for this time of year, a nice sized kelp patty fish. So pretty good sign of that stuff moving in, and there's been a decent sign of tuna around here. We are fishing one-day trips. A lot of this is easy one-day range, and we do have a lot of room on tights. One-day trip out of Seaforth Landing. The trip's already a go. Very light load, only a handful of guys booked, but we will be coming back out here to try to do some more of this.
Yeah, fantastic. That sounds great. So every day, one-day trips out of Seaforth Landing.
Yes, one-day overnight trips departing at 9 p.m. out of Seaforth. So far, weather, I know you guys have been talking about weather a bit. Weather's not bad. A little bumpier than what they had called for, but looks like it's coming down all the time. We did have some rain here this morning. Tim knows very well dark-looking conditions. Hard to find a kelp, but sounds like some of these kelps around have pretty good fish on them.
Awesome. That is great news, and it's just going to get better from here. So you want to get on the Tribute. It's going to be a great time, and of course a really fun time going fishing on the Tribute out of Seaforth Sport Fishing. How do we book you?
Give Seaforth Landing a call. I'm sorry, we're trolling around a kelp patty here right now. Like I said, it's pretty dark conditions. It's pretty easy to drive by them as of yet. But give Seaforth Landing a call, 619-224-3383. seaforthlanding.com, or, you can take a look at some of the stuff we've been catching here lately, some of the nicer grade tuna on our Facebook page. It's Tribute Sport Fishing. But, no, we'll be out here with probably a light load tomorrow. It'd be a good time to jump on the boat.
No kidding. Did you get a hookup yet?
No, I'm trying to. I was... I pretty much drove past it. It's not a bad-looking kelp patty, though.
Yeah, all right. Well, Mike, sure appreciate that on the Tribute. Appreciate your support. And, of course, I know Ken, he's a big part of Sport Fishing Association of California, and you guys work together all the time.
Absolutely. And one thing I'll mention for the listeners, next week we're going to have a meeting with the pilot, and we're going to have all the captains in, and we're going to have a plane off Southern California here shortly. And so Mike's going to have an eye in the sky shortly to help.
Ooh, the eye in the sky.
Gotta love that.
We love our eye in the sky.
Yeah, Tom Green himself. Yeah. Hey, Mike, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Keep getting them. All right. Appreciate the call.
You talked me into one.
You got
I'll
one.
check back with you guys.
All right. Keep
you.
getting them, Mike. Appreciate that very much. All right. Yeah, all right. That's cool. Hey, we got to love that. On the water, he's hooking yellowtail and tuna right now.
I love that.
That's
I love
amazing.
those calls.
Let's go fishing. Captain Mark Wish with our fishdope.com report. Hard to top that, Mark.
Yeah, you're right. That's hard to top.
Yeah, but you've got stuff going on.
Well, we got all kinds of stuff going on, It's mostly we've had that wind going on. That word you used earlier in the show, relentless. Boy, that's just been so appropriate. But, and it's still blowing on the outside, so what are you going to do? Hopefully it's going back off and things will straighten out. But accordingly, no reports from San Nicolas or SPI this week. Although I cannot wait to get up to SPI when conditions back off. The last little bit of signal I had from there was very encouraging, and I love fishing up there at that little island. At Catalina, it's definitely been getting checked out a lot with the outside kind of shut down there. And it's trying. Water's improving, it's warming, it's cleaning up. And one of the best indicators of that is the bass fishing. Wintertime bass, it's mostly nighttime. It's almost exclusively on squid. You just don't catch hardly anything during the day in the winter. And calico bass are starting to bite the fly line, sardines daytime on the edge of the kelp lines there, and that's a really good sign that overall everything's coming around. Those yellows been biting a little bit some days over there. They're mostly school-sized fish, not seeing too much of the tanker grade, and it's mostly been backside west and then backside middle, kind of Little Harbor down there to Bend Weston on the closure line. Watch out for them closures. And in that Salta Verde to China Point zone on the other side of the closure, there's been some of that yellowtail also. Squid's been the best way to catch them, but they are biting some sardines, and they're biting the surface iron a little bit also, so it's definitely coming together. Squid over there at Catalina, there's a little bit around, and mostly what is around is little teeny baits, and there's a lot of predators on it, so it's just been tough squid fishing over there recently. And sea bass has been pretty darn slow at the island, so I don't know, kind of different. San Clemente Island, same thing, very little sign of gamesters there, lots of cods, but not much signal on our traditional springtime yellowtail fishery. It's certainly time for that to get going. And offshore, conditions have suffered with the weather. It's just been heartless. And that bluefin is still around, in the days that the stuff is up, the guys are seeing it good, eyeball fish, bird schools, and then on the machines, they're seeing plenty of fish, and it's mixed grade. You got schools of 20s and 30s, and it might be mixed right in with them 100s to 200s there, which definitely tear up the tackle when you hook them and you're not geared up. So keep your big rigs handy, guys. And then the zone is generally from below the 371 to the 425 down to the upper hidden, and then out towards that 390. That's kind of been the area. It's not that far from the point. And so it's easy to get to, and when conditions back off and that stuff floats up and start biting, man, it's going to be game on.
Yeah, it is. It's just a few days away. I can feel it right here, Mark. It's going to come. And fishdope.com, been checking it. Now's the time of the year you want to check that every day. Fishdope.com. Jeff and the guys over there have had all the dope that's proper. I know you report and the other guys report to them. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com by using the code HookUpNow. Lowercase, no space. Hookup Now is that $20 code. And Mark, if we want to find you, how do we do that?
If you are in Huntington Beach, we're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger there by the big Chevron station. Phone number at the store is area code 714-840-4262. The website's PacificEdgeTackle.com. And get that gear ready, guys, because there's a lot of big fish in the zone here, and we just need a little break in that weather, which is coming. and it's game time.
Oh, good. All right. Appreciate that very much. We'll talk to you next week. Let's head down to C4 Sport Fishing. Talk to Marcos. Good morning, Marcos.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Like we heard there, a little bit of weather in the week slowed us down a bit, but overall we're still seeing some fish there. The San Diego on their full-day trip, seeing a mix of bluefin, yellowtail, bonito. Some of those overnight boats saw some bluefin also, some bigger ones in there, some 20, 30-pounders, and some bigger ones also. But like I said, a little slow, a little struggle this week. For bluefin fishing, that's pretty normal. So our stuff, hopefully, to get back on that quick here, and hopefully this weather stays steady. Kind of like the story's been all winter and spring here. You know, when the weather's nice, you're going to catch some fish, and weather blows through and kind of slows things down. Half day, very good bottom fishing still. The rockfish, whitefish, sculpin, other bottom fish there. So definitely check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Have our full schedules up there, the half days, full days, 1 days, day and a halves, some longer trips in the mix there also. You can make your reservations directly online there. You can always give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. Always come down and visit us in person, get that gear out, get it serviced, get it ready to go, get some tackle for the season because, like you guys are saying there, it's not too far away here. You know, it's going to start getting consistent, and it's almost time for full-blown season here.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of fish out there for sure. Thanks for that, Marcos, and we will talk to you next Saturday.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
All right.
Marcos.
Let's head down to the Northern Baja Report. Our buddy Rick Jensen from Sport Fishing Financials on the line. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, good morning, Pete, Ken, and Tim.
Good morning.
Morning.
What's going on?
Well, we're fresh back from a quick trip down to Rancho Leonero. You know, you heard John talk about his new beer tap, so we had to head down there and make sure it was working.
Okay, that's good, yeah, because we'll be down there in a couple weeks.
Yeah, they even said that it's down there. It's legal to have a beer and a margarita at the same time.
Oh, okay, good to know. Good to know.
As you heard from Castman down there, we had a little bit of slower marlin fishing. Tuna was wide open. All he wanted on tuna. Inshore fishing was decent with pargo and roosters, but the marlin just turned on full speed the day we left. I think the wind picked up a little, kicked everything up, and then we had a day of off fishing, and then they turned right back on after the wind. So looks like things are lining up for the tournament, and our trip down through Laredo should be packed with some yellowtail and dorado as well.
Yeah, no kidding. Of course, Rick will be joining us in Laredo for our live broadcast here just 2 weeks away from today. And that's going to be a good time. We're going to have to sample some of that fishing in Laredo, too, right, Rick?
Sure. My son and I will be by there to hang out in the hotel and give you a ride down south. So if there's an extra boat available, hook us up. We'll go out and fish on maybe Thursday or Friday with you guys, huh?
You bet. Yeah, you're going to be driving the Baja and seeing all that. And then we're headed down to Rancho Leonero to our tournament right after the broadcast 2 weeks from today in Laredo. So great to have you. You know, Rick, so much good fishing going on in Baja and all over Baja and mainland Mexico. But one thing I'll mention, too, we have my wife's niece is visiting us from Ohio and her fiancé, and we were talking finances and how important it is to get young people started on a good financial program. And that's kind of what you do, right?
Yeah, you know, the young people that need to get started, especially the business owners, it's about beating the taxes and putting away some money tax deferred, saving on expenses, and making sure that you've got the right diversification and right holdings in your portfolio, whether it's trust money through the family or money through the business or money from a former 401k. All of that stuff is right in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, and you help people, and you also take them fishing, which is the other bonus, right?
Yeah, well, you know, we got a full calendar of events, and several different clients have joined us along the way.
Indeed.
So we'll be rolling through Mulegé, and if I've got a good report here. If we can start there.
Okay.
I'll talk about Mulegé, Bahia Concepcion, big snapper moving around with the roosters in the bay, yellowtail and Huachinango on the outside, some 10-pound class Cabrilla up at Chivato, occasional big Dorado further to the south, which I think that's where we might be in Laredo here coming up. There's some Dorado on the outside that really haven't hit the mainstream yet, but they're starting to show up. Over on the Pacific side, Central Pacific, cold and green water, poor conditions, slow fishing. Out at Cedros, Dreff at Cedros Island Kayak set out there. The water was clean, warm, great weather all week. Lots of big yellowtail around at the high spot. The rapalas and the flat falls are working best there. Calico's going nuts. Same at Bonitos, and even in the channel there between Bonitos and Cedros, there was reported 2 wahoo taken on trolled rapalas. San Quintin, another slow week. Looks like beautiful weather coming up this week. We'll see what happens. Ensenada, in between the weather, a little bit of wind here. Good fishing this week. For all the regular stuff, calicos, reds, lings, yellowtail, some small white sea bass, some halibut, and a few bonita. So all of the springtime California stuff is showed up there, except the barracuda. So hopefully that'll be moving our way. And over at Gonzaga Bay, some very nice weather. They've got the first of the Pesca de la Baja tournaments going on there this weekend, so we'll get a report from there. And I'll be heading, if anyone has a chance to say hi, to Wayne with the CCA barbecue this morning. Starts at 10:30, and I'm on my way on the road headed there now. So stop by and say hi if you're in the area.
Great, Rick. Sport Fishing Financial, how do we find you?
I'll call it anytime, 949-481-1807, or check us on the web, sportfishingfinancial.com.
All right, very good. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate that very much. That does wrap up our Catch Report today, sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest. That's why they're known as the Fish Pros. Once you try them, you're going to be hooked. They'll fillet and vacuum pack your fish to your specs, as well as the best smoked fish, the best jerky, the best famous tuna burger. And don't forget, the Fish Pros, the market, they have their famous smoked wahoo, tuna burgers, and all those spices and rubs that they have that are just selling out like gangbusters because they're so good. Pick some up at their Liberty Station location and stop by and taste it. You're going to be hooked indeed. And I'll tell you what, let's talk for a second about SAC sponsoring the Border Children's Hospital.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked about that, Pete. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is the Sport Fishing Association of California, our job is to protect resource and promote tourism and sport fishing, but we also do quite a bit of nonprofit work, and that includes helping support the Children's Hospital at the Mexican-U.S. border in Tijuana. We do also delivery of food to the poor.
Down in Ensenada.
Down in Ensenada.
There.
Yep. Bob Fletcher started that 25 years ago. And that's an annual event.
Fish Across the Border.
Fish Across the Border, yeah. And we have the radio show series that we've been promoting. We have quite a bit of philanthropy going on that the Sport Fishing Association coordinates, and it's just their efforts to give back to the community and promote sport fishing in the process. So it's just one of those things. The company owners are very humble. They don't really want people to know they're doing these kinds of things, but I'm here to tell you there's a lot of good work being done by a lot of good people.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And the work, that's one of the key factors of why the Sport Fishing Association exists, is to work in conjunction with the people in Mexico.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've had children's fishing events. I have a children's tournament that we're going to be working in, October 7th in Cabo San Lucas. We're taking 100 children and sponsoring a tournament down there, and kids that probably never been fishing before. Fisherman's Landing Tackle has provided 100 fishing rods we're given to the kids to take home with them. Those are the kind of things sport fishing people, it doesn't matter what nation they're from. They get it, they work together, and they do the right thing.
Yeah. I have had a very good friend of mine, Bernie Thompson, go down to Ensenada and charter a six-pack boat with Sergio, who we've met down there in Ensenada. He runs one of the six-pack fleets down there. And he just raved about what a great time. They caught barracuda, big log barracuda. He sent pictures of them. He caught yellowtail. He caught bonita. He said it was just had a great time, and the people down there, they spent the night in Ensenada, had great meals and great hotel accommodations, and that's just one of the other things that Mexico and Ensenada has a very great local sport fishing fleet there.
Yep, it's just, I think the tone right now is good in the recreational and the sport fishing communities between both countries. Yeah. And the things are going well. We just want to keep it going in the right direction and promote sport fishing for everybody.
Yeah, no question. One quick question about 75 Fathom Initiative. What is that?
Well, that's something local here in the United States. As a result of, frankly, all the recreational fishermen releasing cowcod and some of the protected species, the council is going to vote in a couple of weeks, and we expect them to approve 75 fathoms fishing depth on the whole coast of California.
Wow.
So stand by, more to follow on that, but that's another one of the things that SAC is working on.
Yeah, and, I was out Monday. We released a lot of rockfish using the rock lease device, and somebody on the boat said, well, this would be a good thing for the CCA of California to maybe fund this, to give away these items and make sure everyone has at least one of these on their boat.
Great idea, and I think SAC at this point, we've probably ponied up about $40,000 worth of devices. I know a number of the organizations are just handing them out, and as long as we keep doing that, it's going to be a great resource protection effort.
Yep.
But hopefully down the road we won't have any lines in the ocean and everything will be open.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're talking about the descending devices. I'm not sure if everybody out there knows what that is.
Yeah.
That's to basically it's to equalize the pressure of a rockfish when they come up out of deep water. Even as shallow as 20, 30 fathoms, sometimes their bladder gets blown out and their eyes are bugged out. Of the descending devices, you can actually send them back down and re-equalize them, and they survive. They're fine.
Yep, indeed. Hey, when we come back, we're going to have a very, very special guest on the show here joining us, and, of course, more of your phone calls. You stay tuned. Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. Let's talk hookup. Mighty 1090.
Nothing is more exciting than fishing Cedros Island on a Hobie Mirage Drive kayak. And Cedros Kayak Fishing will hook you up on this amazing experience. Cedros Kayak Fishing offers deluxe accommodations in their beautiful secluded casita with all the comforts you would expect from a high-end resort, including single occupancy rooms and filtered water. Kayak tours are on Hobie Outback kayaks with bait tanks, fish finder, and VHF radios to ensure a great experience. Fly to Cedros and travel light, as Cedros Tackle has a fully outfitted tackle shop, including top-of-the-line rental gear. After a long day on the water, enjoy delicious local cuisine prepared by the staff. Cedros Kayak Adventures also has a fully outfitted panga and off-road truck and trailer to take you to super secluded spots. Fish where the others don't with Cedros Kayak Fishing. Come join Jeff and the gang for a great trip on Cedros Island. Visit the website at cedroskayakfishing.com for more information and to book your trip. While Seagar invented fluorocarbon fishing line in 1971, their never-ending pursuit of innovation has never stopped. They are the only company making double-structure fluorocarbon, which combines two exclusive custom resins, a high-density interior for strength and sensitivity, and a softer exterior for enhanced knot strength. So for the best in fishing performance, pick up a spool of Seagar Fluoro Premier and the original Blue Label leader material at your favorite tackle dealer. Both are double-structure fluorocarbon. When it comes to marine electronics, there are just two names you need to know: Johnson Hicks. You've seen their amazing display of all the top manufacturers of marine electronics at the shows. Fact is, Johnson Hicks is a factory-certified dealer for all the finest brands for your boat, like Simrad. Check out the new Simrad NSS Evo 3. Navigate, take control, and enjoy an unprecedented level of built-in functionality. With Simrad NSS Evo 3, SolarMax HD display technology offers exceptional clarity combined with an all-weather touchscreen. Fish easier with Simrad dual-channel chirp. Johnson Hicks Marine Electronics has the full lineup of Simrad electronics as well as all the other top names. No one matches Johnson Hicks for selection and quality in marine electronics. For the best product, the finest service, and the lowest price possible, remember the name in marine electronics, Johnson Hicks. On the web at johnsonhicksmarine.com and give one of their top experts a call for prices and more information. johnsonhicksmarine.com.
There's nothing more peaceful than fishing. Just me, my pole, and some bait. Oh, and my life jacket, of course. I like fish, but I don't want to end up at the bottom of the water with them. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Great show here talking about Mexico fisheries and the Sport Fishing Association of California. The winning number for this week's CCA calendar drawing. Winning number, congratulations, 2376. 2376. You're winning an Engel Cooler backpack cooler. $150 value there. So check the back of your CCA calendar, your Bill Varney calendar. 2376 is the winner. Congratulations to them. Let's go ahead and jump back into those jam-packed phone lines. Let's talk to Josh in Dana Point. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Josh.
So my question was, how do I become a deckhand? I love fishing, and I'm 13 years old.
Wow.
13 years old. My son is 13 years old also, and he's well on his way. and my best recommendation, I'll tell you how I did it, Josh. I literally started fishing on the sport boats out of Mission Bay, Seaforth, when I was a little guy, 8, 9, 10 years old, and 11, 12, my mom used to just drop us off down there at the landing. We just hung around down there, and we fished off the docks. We helped the guys when the boats would come in. We'd help them clean the boats up and scrub the boats, and eventually we just endeared ourselves to the crew. They got to know us, and we would scratch up enough money every once in a while to go out, or they'd just invite us out when the boat was light. You know, there'd be 8 or 10 anglers on the afternoon run. They'd just let us go, and we made ourselves useful on the boat. You know, we helped the guys scrub the boat. We did whatever they asked us to do, and you know, eventually that led to when I was 15. I was 15 when I started working on the overnight boats out of Fisherman's Landing. But I started just like you're talking about. I got on half-day boats, and that's where I cut my teeth, kind of learned about fishing and helping people and learned how to fish. And, you know, next thing you know, I ended up on long-range fishing. I went commercial fishing, and here I am today, 30-something years later. I just love to hear. I see so many kids down there around the dock now fishing. Fishing is a cool thing. It is. It's become cool again. I see kids with the backpacks on, fishing off the docks. I see so many more kids on the half-day boats. I can't tell you how much it warms my heart to hear this, Josh. I hope you get out there and
get on down to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Talk to the guys down at Dana Wharf. Get right on the half-day boat. Use that code HU25. Get 25% off a trip at Dana Wharf, and go ride that half-day boat and talk to the captains on the half and three-quarter day boats. They're great people, and good for you for getting out there and getting started young.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Let's talk to John in Long Beach. Good morning, John. Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, gentlemen. I have a question for Captain Tim. When you guys decided to come up with the RSW system for the boats, what kind of challenges were there involved in that?
You know, honestly, because our refrigeration system was set up for it, and I myself have a really good working knowledge of refrigeration, how it works. We didn't really come up against any major roadblocks. We found out we needed to modify how we operate our system. We made some changes within the system to be able to throttle back the amount of refrigerant going to it so we could maintain a constant temperature in the tanks. But because we were set up for it, that's one of the reasons why we were able to number one, successfully employ it and then introduce it to the whole fleet. And you know, I mean, as probably most of the listeners know, I mean, it's a game changer. It changed the entire industry. It makes
your fish so
by far.
It makes the fish to the point where you cannot buy that quality.
Absolutely, yeah, you can't. And I mean, it has literally transformed our entire industry. You know, to my final days, that will be the crowning achievement, what I consider a crowning achievement that we've contributed.
Yeah,
and
sure.
You know, I mean, everything you think about it, all the way to now to the half day. Even the half day boats have the RSW system, and what that's done for the quality of the product that the anglers walk off the boat with. Yeah. It has just increased the value of these trips beyond words.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Tom in La Habra. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Good morning, Pete, and excellent guests. I was thinking about getting a Mexican permit online, and you've already answered that question. So I do have one other comment, though. I was out on a 3/4 day boat at the Coronados, and my stupid friend decided to take a picture of the Navy when they were inspecting our boat, and they almost shot him. I tell you, they pointed the guns at him and said, "Put the camera down." Anyway, just a comment.
Well, they're not going to shoot him.
Yeah, it might be a little bit extreme in the representation of that, but I do know that when we get boarded out there, they do ask us not to take pictures of them, and that for obvious reasons. They're in a security position, and they don't want their identities out there, so they have good reason. Again, I think that they've always been very polite about it, but I'm glad you made that point. It's great to let everybody know that's a courtesy. It's a common courtesy.
Hey, pull out your phone at the U.S. Customs. See what happens.
Well, yeah, you can.
You can.
I'm glad you made that point.
Yeah.
They have the sign right in the wall that says it, and they tell you before you get off a plane or when you're going through. So It's the same deal there. Just keep your phone in your pocket. That's not something that should be broadcast anyway.
I just think the core of it is treat them with the same respect we would the U.S. Coast Guard, and we'll be fine.
No question about it. No question. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Let's go ahead and jump into the phone, talk to Ed in Mira Mesa. Ed, welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, guys. Hey, I got a couple questions. One is, has any thought been given to a year-round visa, Mexican visa? And also, how is the parking down, before you cross the bridge into Mexico? Is it pretty safe?
Yeah, the parking is absolutely, it's brand new. It's immaculate.
It's like $15 a day, something like that?
Yeah, it's inexpensive, zero problems there.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room. Yeah, I mean, and they're expanding. And then the FMM thing, the visitor document, we have asked immigration for an extended period of time as a consideration, and I'd say it's in the queue as far as consideration, but at this point in time, it's only valid for the duration of one trip.
Yeah, one entry and exit into Mexico.
Right, but it's good for up to, what is it?
180 days.
Yeah, if you stay there, it's 180 days. It's half a year.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, thanks a lot for the call. Good question. And all that information can be obtained on the Sport Fishing Association of California website, calsportfishing.org. Whenever I buy my visas to go to the Coronado Islands, that's where I go.
Yeah,
it's
a
portal.
Simple, easy to understand instructions.
Easy. Yeah, and it's a quick process too.
Yep, way to go.
You have 4 people on your boat. You buy the visas for 4 people. You bring your passports. You get your Mexican fishing license, and you're good to go.
And the temporary importation document for the boat also.
All right, we have a special guest on the line right now, Senor Mario Aguilar, who is the commissioner of Conapesca. Good morning, Mario.
Good morning, Mario.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm very happy to be once again with you all guys.
Thank you. And I want all of our listeners to know this is the commissioner of fishing for Mexico. And Mario is so busy, and he's given us the courtesy of his time. He's calling in between plane flights. Good morning, Mario, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. And really, it's an honor to be with you, with all of you guys, and especially with the sports fishing community, one of the main components that I work with here in Mexico, including our friends that come and visit us from the U.S. Again, it's an honor. And again, very, very pleased to talk about one of what I always say is the best hiding sector, part of the sector of fisheries, because sport fishing not only is good for our economy, it's also very good for many things that we do as a part of our everyday life. Honor to be here with you guys.
And Mario, we appreciate that. I have to point out to all the listeners, Mario Aguilar as commissioner has been so open and receptive to participation, information, promoting recreational fishing. He's a friend of recreational fishing. It's been very, very refreshing to have government officials willing to work with the community, the impacted parties. And as I understand it, this is the 100th anniversary of the Conapesca office in San Diego. Is that correct, Mario?
That is correct, and that's part of the secret I was telling you about. Very few people know that one of the oldest offices that Mexico has had in the U.S. From the government is the one that addresses fisheries relation between both of our countries. 100 years, can you imagine that? A century of good relations and a century of work in one thing that we all treasure very much, which is fisheries, in this case particularly recreational fisheries. 100 years, an office that we have in San Diego to serve the community of people interested in fishing in Mexico.
Pretty amazing. That's a tremendous achievement, and the fact that the office here in San Diego serves the people in the United States to allow that opportunity and privilege to fish in Mexico. We are very, very appreciative of that.
Yeah. Let me just make a comment. You know, our office is older than many embassies that are represented in Washington in the U.S. So I think that's something that is very telling.
No doubt. Right?
Absolutely.
That's an amazing achievement, and I mean, gee, you think about what were fisheries like 100 years ago here in Southern California. You imagine that?
Yeah. One thing I have to mention also, Kona Pesca in San Diego, the office, Juan Carlos Perdomo, Carlos Lucan, the staff there are so friendly, approachable, and by making it easy for the public to ask their questions, it's resulted in so many people deciding who are on the fence, yes, I'm going to go visit Mexico. So because of Kona Pesca, we've had all these people visit Mexico, and that's a benefit to the local communities down there. And we appreciate having that office in San Diego. Mario, could you make a comment about the website that you have instructed to be put up?
Brand new one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You know, 100 years ago, many of the things that we did in that office were very much based on paperwork. But obviously that has to evolve along with other issues. So now we have taken the most advantage of the technology and the website. And that is making a website of our own, which contains really, really useful information. Not only tells you how you can get a permit to go to Mexico, but now it's also promoting other areas beyond the border, beyond the traditional fishing areas, so people can enjoy the pleasure of fishing inside Mexico. For instance, now we not only tell you how you can get a license, what requisites you need to fulfill, which are very, very easy to achieve, but now we can also tell you if you decide to go near Mexico, what hotels are appropriate, what is the fishing season, what are the best species, and a number of other touristic information, because that will facilitate trips to Mexico. So that's a really nice treasure for everybody. Actually, I understand that some other entities have started to make models based on ours. So, but the main idea is to provide people with information and facilitate the decisions when they decide to come to Mexico, anywhere, to come and do some recreational fishing in our country.
Yeah, Mario, the customer service that we've experienced as we've worked with Kona Pesca over the years, I can't give you enough accolades and the professionalism of the people within your organization. Whether I've been in Mazatlan, Mexico City, or in San Diego, we appreciate, frankly, the cooperation and assistance. They always step up. I want to comment about one thing that nobody knows about. Kona Pesca does humanitarian things as well. We worked with the San Diego Kona Pesca office right after the earthquakes in Mexico City, and Juan Carlos Perdomo and I, we were working together as we did fundraisers and had a truckload of tents delivered down to help the people that needed housing down there. That's Kona Pesca stepping up and doing the right thing, and it had nothing to do with fisheries. It was all about taking care of people. So we again, we applaud you all for some of the things that you do that aren't fisheries related.
Yeah, well, as I said previously, many things that we originally did are now enriched by others, and that's one very nice example, humanitarian approach. At the end of the day, even fisheries has to do with humans, with people, and their benefits and their well-being. And this is one. I mean, this is a really nice opportunity to talk not only of the really good work that Ken, you all guys, and SAC are doing, but also the commitment to go beyond the business of recreational fisheries. And really we appreciate that. In fact, as you were correctly saying, we experienced tremendous earthquakes, and we had a really good presence in states where there were a lot of fishermen, and you guys, and I'm sure with the support and enthusiasm and cooperation of your members, were part of the contribution that helped many people navigate through these tremendous earthquakes that we have, and we appreciate that. But and again, what that SAC is doing on behalf of its members, on behalf of our cooperation and recreational fisheries, and our good relation between our two countries is just great. And I think we should keep doing this, keep up the work, and I think there are many nice things to come that we could join implement.
I agree completely.
I was just taking a look at the new website, sportfishinginmexico.com. The new Conapesca website. Very well done, Mario. Really looks great.
Yeah, I think the important thing is it's easy for people to understand what the regulations are, what kind of fish they're allowed to keep, etc. It's a really informative website, and it's the communication effort is there.
Yeah, and one part of the communication that we all treasure very much, SAC, members, and obviously us, is the strengthening and the approach towards sustainability. We all know that we are to keep fishing, recreational-wise or even commercial, to provide food for all of us. We need to be every day more and sustainable and in an intelligent way. Right? Sustainability in an intelligent way, science-based always, and that's also part of the information that we provide in our website. That's what I was mentioning. Amongst the information that you will find there are the fish sizes, the seasons, and the best species to fish. So it's a win-win situation.
I have a question, Mario, and thank you for being on Let's Talk Hookup this morning. I remember that when we were in Mazatlan last time, and you were very gracious to spend the time with us on the radio show live from the beautiful Emerald Bay Resort there. And the number of media that surrounded you was truly impressive and showed us what an important position you have in Mexico. But what does it mean to have the relationship with the Sport Fishing Association of California and Conapesca? What does that mean to you in Mexico?
Well, I should say that fisheries, overall fisheries, recreational fisheries, commercial, even aquaculture, or any part of the sector, is a main component of our public policy in Mexico. Fisheries has grown in Mexico tremendously in the last 5 years. We have been able to provide quality nutrition for our citizens in a very good way. A lot coming from aquaculture. The aquaculture in Mexico has grown over 15%, and if you consider that worldwide the average growth is high 6%, it shows the importance of the sector, and the sector is important all across. And Mexico signed the UNCLOS Convention of the Law of the Sea, and it was very important when we signed it many years ago, and now that we're implementing this and other ocean agreements, the relation with the United States. Why? Because we're border, we're countries that have a common border, and that means having species that are relevant for both of us. In that sense, I can say that in the relation that we have with the U.S. other than the government, I guess SAC is one of the most important ones, because we talk and we deal and we join relations with people that know the ocean, that understand the importance of the species, that treasure what we have in our seas. And that's SAC for us. We talk the same language. We have the same interests. And again, sometimes we go beyond what is fisheries. And how could I not work with SAC in way that I'm working now, and I'm talking about the Commission, when SAC has been very receptive and cooperative when we modify our regulations, when we propose and adopt regulations on sustainability, and when we try to facilitate people to come to Mexico. Actually, I can tell you that we receive a lot of input from SAC, its membership, when we created a web page. So it's a common work, and that's natural, and that is good, and that's what I congratulate and treasure our relationship with SAC. And that's why, we always been saying the work that we do with Franke, with Pete, now with Team Ekstrom, it's really, really important for us, and it has yielded results. That's what I think, to say the least, about you, our work.
Well said.
One of the things I see as the most important message to everybody here is mutual respect and communicating well, but more importantly, the respect to being able to work together and for the common good of everybody. And Mario, you have been so accessible over the years and participating in our show before. And, we have the customer base, and Mexico has amazing resources and a community of fishermen that want to provide us service. And just Mario's office has connected those two groups of people in a very positive way. And that's why in 2 weeks we're going to do a show in Laredo. We're going to promote tourism in Laredo and sport fishing, and it's because of the work that, frankly, Mario and his office set the stage 4 years ago. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
And, Mario, I think when we're in Loreto in 2 weeks, broadcasting live on that beautiful Malecon right there at the La Mission Hotel, you should come and join us and go fishing.
Yes.
Come there. The yellowtail fishing's really good right now. So come in Friday, and we'll all go fishing together and then do the radio show on Saturday.
Well, we'll see. But let me tell you, in Mexico we have over 200 sports fishing tournaments. And they're not only in the northern part of Mexico, on the border. Why don't you join us here? Because it's a double win. You would not only fish very, very nice and with results, as we like to say, but you would also enjoy beautiful parts of the country, very cultural, really good food. Why don't we make one of our shows, and I'm sorry to call it our shows, in another part of Mexico, in the south, Oaxaca, or many other places, and let your membership, the members of SAC, know what other treasures we have here in our main area, which is sport fishing. I think that could really be nice. And also, being the main topic and the main interest, sport fishing. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of nice water here in Mexico. Over 250 destinations in the state. So why don't we do that when you have the opportunity?
Sounds wonderful.
Mario, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, Oaxaca. I love that idea, man. Tim, you in?
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I love it. And one of my favorite places in Mexico is Zihuatanejo. I love Zihuatanejo, Oaxaca, that whole area there. There's so many places, and it's such a wonderful country and a wonderful place for tourism and sport fishing. Mario Aguilar, unfortunately, we've run out of time, and it's been fantastic to have the main man. This is the guy, Kona Pesca, for Commissioner of the Fisheries in Mexico. Very much appreciate you taking the time this morning to be with us here on Let's Talk Hookup, and we look forward to the next time.
And thank you very much, Mario, for all your hard work and your service, both to Mexico and the visitors to Mexico.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you, guys. And let's not make this once a year event. Let's do it more frequently. It's like saying that you would only do sport fishing once a year. No, let's do it more frequently. Let's keep working. And let's also keep approaching both of our countries that have a really nice common group of interests, a common history, and that we will remain this way for years to come. So let's do this more frequently, and let's enjoy sport fishing, which is something I intend to do tomorrow.
Agreed. Thank you very much, Mario. Appreciate the time this morning. And when we come back, we're going to find out who's going on the Royal Star. Wrap up the show here, tell you about tomorrow's show. Stay tuned. Let's Talk Hookup, Mighty 1090.
Yamaha's Wake Up to Savings sales event is here. Purchase an eligible new 2.5 to 150 horsepower 4-stroke outboard and get up to $750 in dealer credit toward the purchase of additional goods or services. The Wake Up to Savings sales event. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your local Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Offer ends June 15, 2018, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha Outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
This is Captain Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Come join our season crew led by Captain Aaron, Remy, and me on a fishing adventure to remember. Our 2018 schedule is available now with multi-day trips to fit your budget. The Searcher has remodeled cabins, an RSW system to preserve your catch, and great meals prepared by our chefs. Don't wait. Book your adventure online now at searchersportfishing.com or call Celia at 619-226-2403. That's 619-226-2403. Visit searchersportfishing.com.
Sport fishing, not just for Dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Well, Tim Ekstrom picked, there was a number 1 through 17. You picked number 12. And guess who number 12 was?
Number 12 was Josh.
In Dana Point.
In Dana Point,
yeah.
13 years old.
Right on, Josh.
That's so cool.
Good job, young man.
Yeah, and so, Josh, you're going fishing on the Royal Star on June the 1st. And if you want to go on the Royal Star, there were still some spots available. I cannot tell you, if you go on this day and a half trip, if you've never been on the Royal Star, seize the opportunity. It's an all-inclusive trip, June 1st, Friday, through June 3rd, Sunday. Weather outlook for the long range looks great. Spots available, RoyalStarSportFishing.com. Book it online and get on the trip.
That's exactly right. And Josh, because you're 13, we're actually going to. I'm going to lay it out there right now. If your mom or dad wants to come along, we'll take them too.
That's cool.
Somebody has to drive you down so they can jump on the boat. We're gonna throw that in there.
Wow, that's
and I'm even gonna try to finagle my son Duke. He's 13 and throw him on the boat too. That way you guys will have somebody to pal around with.
That's cool. That's fantastic. How fun is that? Well, I'll tell you what, Ken Franke, Sport Fishing Association of California. What a wonderful, wonderful broadcast this has been. And if somebody wants more info on the Sport Fishing Association,
CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Thanks for all the hard work you do, Ken. I know you work like 24 hours a day, nonstop, and thank you for that. And, of course, we'll be back in Loretto 2 weeks from today, broadcasting live down there with you, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, tomorrow morning, Captain Mark Taylor from The Searcher, along with co-host Corey Sandin, will be in the studio. Thanks to Adam on the other side of the glass. Check out our app, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show on the App Store or Google Play, and wait till you hear the classic archive coming up on the app. Only available on the app. Check it out. Work right through our website, letstalkhookup.com. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow morning right here on the Mighty 1090.